check about Laney.
Yep, gotta double check the update. Make sure that's right.
Which is kind of surprising since this is only her third season, I think. Yeah, this is only her third season.
Yeah, but when you think about how well she's done from three, audio test 1 2, audio test 1 2. This is the audio test for Tiger basketball on the Washita Sports Digital Network, presented by Taylor King Law. Tip off between the Henderson State Reddies and Washita Tigers set for 5:30.
Yep, testing 1 2, testing 1 2. That's all I gotta say. Should be a great matchup.
Laney Mears poised to reach 1,000 career points tonight. On the other side of the floor, you have the leading scorer in HSU history for Ashley Farrar.
Mm-hmm.
Jada Pickens will also be looking to bounce off of a strong performance against the Tigers last month. In that double overtime victory, she recorded a career high 27 points, including the game winner to seal the deal. Another player to watch tonight will be Sam Basson, who hit the tying three-pointer as time expired to ensure that second overtime period. Look for the freshman to once again play a factor in tonight's rivalry matchup.
Yes, she did. She finished with 13 points, 8 rebounds, but so far in the season, just averaging about 3 points per game. Another player to kind of mention is Brinley Huggins, who also averaging just single-digit points per game on the season, but she did have 14 points on a pretty strong shooting night, Bill Vining Arena. But for Farrar and J.J. Eddins, this will be the last time that Washita will be facing them, or they'll be facing Washita in the regular season. No idea what's going to happen in the postseason. As what we've been seeing all year long, this conference, it's a little crazy at times with how things, kind of transpire.
But don't be surprised if these two teams meet in the postseason, because
Yep.
Washita did face off against Henderson State in the opening round of the Great American Conference Tournament a year ago.
And they got the win.
They did. The last game of Michaela Miller's storied career with the Tigers before going on to play with LaSalle in the Atlantic 10 Conference. She's doing very well for herself at the Division I level, averaging double digits with the Explorers.
Yeah.
Laney Mears looking to follow up Michaela Miller, who is the 13th member of the 1,000-point club for Washita. Mears looking to up that to 14 members here tonight.
Yep, that would be great to see. Well, someone ordered some Domino's.
Plenty of pizza to feed a hungry Henderson crowd. But you have to feel, Chris, they're going to be hungry for a win as well.
Yes, they will. Yeah, they'll definitely be wanting a win.
For the women's team, looking for the series sweep for the season. And then on the men's side, Henderson State will be looking to even the series after a win for Washita at Bill Vining Arena last month. Thank you.
Well, in that win for the men's, the main storyline around that game was none other than Emery Knox, who had 39 points went 10 of 10 from the three-point line, 13 of 15 from the field, career highs in all of those statistics, and assists with 7. So maybe he can have another similar performance against the Reddies today. I know, not in Bill Vining Arena, of course, but we're in the Duke Wells Center. So maybe it'll be still a similar type of performance. I know every Washita fan would love to see him repeat that type of hot shooting, which he's had some moments, some nice shooting nights after that game. But one guy that I would love to see and how Coach Nutt uses him is Gavin Snyder. He had a career high 19 points and 4 steals whole bunch of rebounds, and all of those were pretty much career highs. And he's traditionally a guy that doesn't even average double-digit minutes per game, and he had 19 points in as many minutes. So I'm just curious to see how Coach Nutt will use him.
And he was clutch down the stretch in that game, trailing by 4 at one point. He goes up for the three-point shot, draws the contact, sinks the shot, and completes the rare 4-point play. That tied up the game with about a minute to go in the overtime period. Unfortunately for the Tigers, Northwestern would pull away, but you have to feel like that's going to be a milestone moment for the freshman that he can build on throughout not only the rest of the season, but the rest of his college career.
Yeah, he definitely can. And considering they needed that type of offensive output from somebody, Taryn Williams was having an off night, only finished with 7 points. Emory Knox fouled out after just getting about 4 or 5 points. MJ Leslie wasn't shooting very well from outside. And now they did get a double-double of 13 and 13 from Tyler Haynes, and that, that's a solid performance. But outside of that, they had to find offense from somebody, and kind of an unlikely place considering he's a guy that primarily just plays in the first half. But it did help that Emory Knox did foul out, and when opportunities arrive, you have to take advantage of them, and that's exactly what he did. But he did such a great job attacking inside. He did hit a couple of threes, but his main work was getting out on the fast break, poking away loose balls, creating steals, and then scoring easy buckets or just opportunistic baskets.
Fans continuing to file in at the Duke Wells Center. This will be the first road broadcast, true road broadcast, I should say, in the history of the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. Of course, we broadcasted some games here, but that was usually because of weather difficulties over at what was previously known as Sully Anderson Field, now known as Langston Field for the softball team, and also at Rab Rogers Field for the baseball team. So we've had a couple of games broadcasted over here for baseball and softball, but those were typically home games for the Ouachita Tigers that just happened to be played here on campus. This is the first true road game that we've ever broadcasted from this facility.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, Duke Wells Center is a really nice facility. Just from what we've been able to see, it's a pretty spacious facility as well. And yeah, well, it'll be interesting because the last time these two teams played at Bill Vining Arena, it seemed like, it was an away game for Henderson, but they filled up their side of the arena just as much as Ouachita's side was filled up. So I'm curious if we'll see that same type of attendance in this game. Still too early to tell, but